Hey everyone, Updog here, and today we are talking about Crucible yet again, my weekly Crucible recap video, and this was Season 7, Week 2, and I wanted to go over a couple of teams that gave me a lot of anxiety, one of them being the Xtreme Dorm team, meaning you take Xtreme X-Men, you drop Gambit, and you put it in Dorm. I had them in this video we'll see them in Room 3 and in Room 1. So I'll show you how I handled that, and then the next team actually was a full out of time team. That gave me a little anxiety as well because the Black Knights are just getting pretty big out there in the wild. So those were both in room 4, and I'll show you a counter that I think is probably better than the other one that I used. So we'll go over that, and then we got some other random teams that I wanted to show you what to avoid with, avoiding some of the trip ups. So this was a recording that I took. This was round 1, and on Mondays I'm pretty busy, so I usually just record my attacks just in case I need them for this video that I do. So here we are in room 3, Extreme Dorm, like I said. And I forgot to put an echo. That's the one thing to keep in mind, because if you have a Sunspot on this team on Extreme, he gives all of the Extreme members offense up, which means they will all assist on their attacks. So that's what hurt me on efficiency in this match, but I did get the win, so let's take a look and see what happened here. And I did use Skrull, so kind of a cheat button on this room, but it definitely warrants a big team like a Superior 6 or a Masters of Evil. So trying to decide who I wanted to special first, and I wanted to get the rewind on Nightcrawler, but I don't think it actually matters because he didn't really have any turn meter to begin with, but I thought, hey, why not? So we're gonna ult into Forge. Oh, maybe. Oh, I got ulted into Nightcrawler. Then we're gonna, so use Big Time to take off the revives. So his special will do that. So he will, when he does that, he hits 2 people. He hits your primary target and then the target with the highest speed bar. So that was Nightcrawler and Forge, which is exactly what I wanted. So got rid of Forge, got rid of that threat. Still got a couple other threats out there. And those assists are really killing me. If I would have done Echo, I don't know, I might have been able to get through this with a lot better efficiency, a lot better score, but like I said, I still win it, but it's not as pretty. So we ult here. Then Nightcrawler just deletes half my team. Luckily we got Skrull on our side, so we got the win, but it wasn't pretty. And this is the other Extreme X-Men Dorm team that I was talking about earlier. This one really threw me off, really surprised me. I ended up wanting to go with Superior 6, and I do have Black Cat on offense, so I know that's not something that happens a lot, but I was trying to use her to steal the revives from all of the Extreme members, but I just couldn't get through them. It was so 300k punch down, and I couldn't do it. Now, sometimes it's viable to change Goblin to a skirmisher in this room, because when he ults, he attacks everyone, and with the room rules being a skirmisher, he would apply a trauma and ability block and do all of his other stuff to every enemy. But so even though they were Raider, because of the trauma on there, they wouldn't have been able to clear it. So I probably should have done that. Probably would have changed the match completely if I would have done that. But it is what it is. That's part of the learning curve. Do not underestimate room 1. Don't forget about the rules because they can come back to bite you. So I had to clean up with Skrull because I wanted to be sure that I got that in the second attack. So watch out for Xtreme Dorman 1. They're very tricky. But if you know what you're doing, if you pay attention, then you can get through it. So the next team that I wanted to talk about was Out of Time team. That one really gave me anxiety, and this Black Knight has a 1 diamond on him, so it was even scarier. Oh, and there was a Gear 19 Cosmic Ghost Rider on the field as well, so that was pretty scary as well. So my thought here was that if I brought in Quicksilver, I could take the charges off of this Black Knight, and he would stop retaliating, and then we'd be able to clean up. But I think I've tried this a couple of times. I've tried Superior 6 a couple of times into Black Knight teams, and they just don't quite hold up, especially in this room when they have, this is room 4, they have less health. So I think outside of this room it should be better, but they really get smashed in this room. So I'm going to not use Superior 6 against Black Knight teams anymore in the future, but I just wanted to share that with you guys so you know, so you don't make the same mistakes I did. So ability blocked Peggy, make sure she didn't heal or cleanse or anything like that. Try to get Shocker out there to help draw some attention away from some of the other characters. Slayer goes. I was hoping to do more damage on that Black Knight, but it didn't. The Black Knight almost just took out my Slayer with that 1 retaliation, which is nuts. And the heal didn't heal as much as I had hoped. So now we're kind of stuck behind the Black Knight still. He's still retaliating, going crazy, and it's just not pretty at all. So there he goes, wipes out that whole side of the field over there with his ult. And at this point I was like, well, I know I'm going to I want to keep this because very important tip here. If you lose to a Black Knight team, whether it's in War or Crucible, make sure you don't cancel out, because when he gets exhausted, he doesn't retaliate. So if you end up losing a match, just take the loss and go back in there and clean it up. So here I was trying to decide, well, can I kill Cap or should I just go ahead and kill Peggy? Okay. I thought I killed Peggy, but apparently not. So with the Doc ult, I was trying to kill Peggy again. I didn't kill her, she healed, cleansed and everything. I'm like, oh great. So that was not a very good attack. Never using Superior 6 against a huge Black Knight. I would say, if he is maybe like 5 yellow, 5 red, and lower, it's probably safe to do that. But in this room, in room 4, and you see my spreadsheet here, I keep track of all my attacks. And this was even like a 400k punch up too, so that's not ideal either. But like I said, those big characters, the Black Knight, the big Cosmic Ghost Rider, all working against me there. So don't use Superior 6 on a big Black Knight would be my suggestion. I'm gonna avoid that from going forward. So alright, and the second Out of Time team that I wanted to show you that did work and that I will be using going forward is I'll be using Cabal. If I see an Out of Time or Black Knight team in 4, I'm gonna be using Cabal with some other kind of characters. In this case, I ended up using Slayer and Nova, which I had Slayer left over in this round because I didn't use him with my Superior 6. So he's a villain, he does pretty good damage, he has a permakill on his ult. If you guys didn't know that, it's not written in the kit, but he does have a permakill on that ult. If you, like Peggy, she revives characters, so she wouldn't be able to revive anybody who gets killed by Slayer on that ult. And And Nova's there to help stun the Black Knight to keep him under control so he's not retaliating a bunch and everything. Unfortunately, sometimes we lose our little replay button here. So most of the time for these videos, I'll hit that replay button and it'll just play through real quick. But basically what I did was, like I said, I stunned Black Knight with Nova. He goes pretty early in the match, so you only take a little bit of damage. So you get him under control. You try to control the Cap as well. And also, try to work down that Black Knight, make sure he dies pretty quick. And then from there, it's pretty easy because Iron Patriot swoops in there. He clears all the positive effects. Namor goes in and he rewinds everybody, does a bunch of damage. So it's a pretty easy match as long as you get that Nova to stun the Black Knight. Now, I only have a 5 red, 7 yellow Nova. He does the job pretty well. I'm probably going to be getting at least one more red star on Nova. Probably, I only have him in like level 96 too, so I'm probably going to pump him up a little bit just to make sure that stun lands, especially on those bigger Black Knights. Another option is bring in like a Spider-Man Big Time instead of Slayer, because he can strip those buffs from Black Knight, take off the taunt, hopefully take off the immunity and the defense up. So that's another option you could use if you can spare him, because he can be useful in other matches if you have a dorm, you need to take revives off or something. So just an idea to throw out there. So that's how you beat an out of time or Black Knight team in room 4. So the next match I wanted to go over was basically any kind of team in room 3 where they have Noir. And usually it's like an Xtreme team or some other team with offense up. If you have a Noir in there and some other characters with offense up, maybe there's a Quicksilver in there too. But I did face one of those teams actually in each round, almost each round anyway. You do want to bring in an Echo, and most of the time you want to bring in MOE. MOE Echo is basically the counter for that. I did that in round 2 on stream. I actually was able to do my attacks on stream. I got through all the help that people needed on my stream that night, so I'll just play my stream clip from here and you'll get to see that, but it's pretty straightforward, but I just wanted to show that as well. So here we go. Or what do you think of Raider? On Kang.
On who?
Kang.
Without the full team, I like it better.
Okay.
And then I would make Moonstone a striker, probably. That way you can take advantage of the energy manipulation.
Alrighty. Here goes!
There she blows.
Oh, and this is how fast I complete the battle pass. I'm already done with it. There's 5 days and 16 hours left.
Should I slow on Sunspot or on Cyclops?
I would slow on Cyclops to get the slow on the Nightcrawler.
Okay. Damn.
And then I would ult on Forge.
Yeah.
Damn.
And then I
Your
would
gives no fucks.
special Nightcrawler.
Yeah, exactly. Special on Nightcrawler. Let's hope it lands. It didn't land for somebody tonight. Was it Desir?
Well, he's about to die,
Hopefully.
so it's not gonna matter.
Forge is gonna get pissed.
Well, yeah, but he's got 2 turns of ability block because of the Crucible Rune Roll. Or not Crucible Rune Rolls, but Crucible Rolls. Now you
Okay.
ult on Forge.
Ult on Forge. And he dies, and then we gotta take out Cyclops. Or Sunspot, we'll see.
And then you will ult targeting Sunspot.
It doesn't matter because he's Raider.
Because he has the most health.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, but he has the most health.
Yeah. Ah!
Which is
kick him in the nuts.
At
Actually, she like kicked him in the chest. She's like, "You,
All
how dare you
right.
not die to my Kang bang?"
Wasn't her Kang Bang. And then the very last match I wanted to talk about. Gosh, I really wish these replays were available. Scopely, please don't take away my replays so I can make a better video. But they had a SD team with Morgan and Emma. Now that with Emma throws a wrench into things because basically it forces you to use. I found out later after I did this match I should have used the full New Warriors. I was trying to play it smart and use my own Emma to counter their Emma, but however, that means that I also lose out on the 15% extra speed bar that the New Warriors gets because there's 5 members. So I heard that full New Warriors can beat this. I got close. I got pretty close. There were some things that went good and there's some things that went bad. So I think that, yeah, if it would have played out how it did as far as like the RNG, like the stripping of the buffs and things like that, if I would have used the full New Warriors, I would have won probably in a one shot. But since that didn't happen, I had to go in there and clean it up. But luckily, I did win. My opponent kind of got tripped up on my defense as well. So luckily, I went 2-1 this week. So feeling pretty good. I'm now 3 wins and 3 losses on the season. So finally got back to even. And yeah, so hope that helps. Hope that gives you some things to think about. Again, sorry I couldn't get the replays to go through this time. I knew I probably should have recorded my attacks this morning, and I'll probably start doing that going forward just so I know that I have them. But anyway, let me know down in the comments if you have any questions about those matches or any other matches you're struggling with. I'm on Twitch every Tuesday and Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Central, and usually go for 3 hours or so, maybe sometimes longer, helping people with their Crucible. So if you need help, make sure to stop by. And also make sure to spend those resources wisely, and we will catch you all later.